It's Saturday, it's Effy TV, and it's the Battle of the Bracelets.
Roll it. So welcome on in to Effy TV, and this Saturday's show is Battle of the Bracelets, as we just said. And it's not just bracelets for the ladies.
It's also bracelets for the men.
Yes, it is.
And the great thing about this particular episode is I think it's a really good, almost like a taste of the designs that Effy does for bracelets. Because EffyJewelry.com, we have hundreds of bracelets.
And that's the thing. If you see anything that you love during this show, you'll find a web ID, a little number down here at the bottom of the screen, which relates to that particular item that's on screen at the time. To place an order for that, all you have to do is go to EffyJewelry.com, type in that code in the search box, it'll bring that particular item up, then you can add it to your basket and you can check out. And any of the products that you see will have additional savings that will be applied at checkout. So you need to pop it in your basket, then go to checkout, then you'll see what that magical final price is.
It's like discounts on top of discounts. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year, so the discounts were just like discounts on top of discounts. Tons of money to be saved.
Let's start off then with gold.
Yes. Okay, so
Rose
I
gold.
think this is a really, almost a prime example of a unique style bracelet that Effy does. Now, we've been designing jewelry for nearly 40 years based out of the New York Diamond District. And this particular piece actually comes from our signature collection.
Right.
So what's really neat is the panther itself is actually stationary on that rose gold chain.
Okay.
But what I think is really amazing, and one key element that you'll find in every single piece of our signature collection, is our unique ability to almost create like a blanket of sparkle by setting those stones like flush against each other.
It's done beautifully. I mean, we can see on this close-up here just how cleverly that this has been put together and how neatly and precisely those stones have been placed on the panther's head.
I mean, even though they're using, gemstones, they don't sacrifice, any element of the design. I mean, there's the perfect dimension, the perfect shape. It's almost like they sculpted that panther out of those gemstones.
Exactly.
And the attention to detail, look at the eyes. Little tiny emeralds.
That. Wow.
Right? Just an incredible piece. And again, that's one of our I think it's actually one of our newer designs for the signature collection.
So if I go to the website at effyjewelry.com, if I type in signature in the search box, presumably that will bring up
because on
collection.
effyjewelry.com you have a couple, you can cater your shopping experience. You can either type in signature collection and shop by collection, where you'll find all of our panthers, or you can shop by gemstone. So you can say, I'm looking for tanzanite, I'm looking for diamonds, I'm looking for rubies, sapphires, and you can shop that way as well. Or if you just want this piece.
If you're looking for it all, just browse to your heart's content.
And if you want this one, all you have to do is pop in the web ID in the search bar.
That's what you have to do?
Yep.
All right. Let's move on, because we've got quite a few pieces to look at during this 20
minutes. Should we hop
minutes.
over to my other wrist?
One of my favorites of the show. This looks so good. We're talking rose gold and diamonds and this cuff style. It's like an open cuff almost.
And it's actually a hinge clasp, so it's really easy to get on and off.
Oh, let's have a look at that. So just do that once again.
Yeah, you can just flip it on and off. Easy. You don't have to like force it on your wrist.
But it still feels secure though.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay. It's a real nice, tight, secure clasp. But yeah, I think the fact that they did that hinge right there that's invisible, really, you can barely see it, is why they can have that open look, because it's so stable and secure in its shape.
It looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's got these beautiful white diamonds encrusted all the way. And you can even see here that rather than set those diamonds flat, because obviously a bangle is going to wrap around your wrist, they actually set the pave diamonds at a slight angle to maximize the light return when you look at it. Wow. That's why it looks like there's light jumping off at every angle.
This is a real high-end designer piece.
Yeah, very classy.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So just imagine how you could wear this. Maybe there's an occasion coming up, hopefully at some point in the future when we're all allowed outside again, that you'd be able to wear this for.
I would just wear it at home.
Well, that's the thing. Even wearing it at home is going to make you feel good. And that's why we get jewelry. It's all about, making ourselves feel better.
Really unique
and
design.
looking pretty. Love this a lot. So once again, web ID on the screen for this particular piece. If you love that rose gold, when you type in the web ID, by the way, quite often it will bring up items that are similar to that. Yeah. So if you want to have maybe a couple of pieces in your basket.
Match the earrings to it. I think actually I have matching earrings on that I found when I was kind of browsing through the collection. So should we move on to another?
I think we should. Are we staying with gold?
We are, but we're going to mix it up and check out this beautiful white gold piece.
Ooh,
That's from our Seaside collection. So it actually has, it's almost like two, I would say say whale tails? Yeah, kind of crossing over each other that kind of wrap around your wrist. And it has a double security clasp. So it's a hinge clasp, and then it has an extra safety on there.
It does.
So you can wear it all the time. And the great thing about every single piece of Effy jewelry is that every single piece, whether it's made in silver, whether it's made white gold, whatever it's made out of, it comes with a lifetime guarantee. So that is for the lifetime of the piece of jewelry, because we want you to wear your pieces.
So this is white gold, and once again, we're talking about diamonds. You can see that if I hold that up to the side, you can see everything's very smooth. So there's nothing really standing proud here. So this is something that you can wear day in, day out, and you don't have to worry too much about it catching. I mean, these whale's tails stick a little bit out, but I mean, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have any issues
Yeah, even,
with
I mean,
that.
the points of the tail still have a real
Rounded off,
smooth,
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
But you know, Effy is known to a lot of cruisers. We have boutiques on dozens and dozens of cruise ships around the globe. We also have boutiques in a lot of the tropical locations and up in Alaska as well. So maybe if you've been fortunate enough to cruise up in Alaska, you've maybe seen whales. What a great memory. Jewelry is a great memory keeper. It ties to memories that you may have when you buy it.
It's a good way to commemorate a special occasion or an experience.
So if you love the aquatic lifestyle or the aquatic...
Or the beach.
Life, or the beach, yeah. I was going to go to the beach yesterday. Didn't end up going in the end.
You're not going to go to the beach. It's December.
It's December, and there's not a beach within hundreds of miles of where I live.
Keep dreaming, though.
Never mind, One day, when it brightens up a little bit. But jot down the web ID, head to effyjewelry.com, pop that in the search bar, and this will pop up. And then you can pop it in your basket.
Here, should we switch it out? Now we have one last piece that's done in gold.
Okay.
And that I think it's a really adorable. It's a station style, but it has this pull so you can actually slide it on and off in the back.
Interesting.
Yeah, easy to get on, easy to get off.
So if we have a look at that there, hopefully you'll be able to see that. And actually we can have a look on, let's just have a look at the close-up. You can see this that we've got. You can see as it rotates round now, you can see that fastening at the back. And then round on the front, you've got this pearl. Yeah,
freshwater pearl set in yellow gold. And I think it's a really, I think that's a timeless look. It's not like a pearl bracelet. I think that'd be a bit much if it was like pearls all the way around. I haven't seen that.
Some people like that. I mean, it's entirely up to you, but at the end of the day, I think, the classic pearl necklace or pearl bracelet, that's a certain look. If you want something that's not quite as full on.
It's almost like a younger way of
I
wearing
think so.
pearls.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and I think it just has a nice delicate presence, very feminine. I mean, pearls are definitely one of those classy stones.
And this is super delicate as well. When you're wearing this, it's not a big bulky thing to be wearing on your wrist. It's just super light, super delicate.
And I think the chains that dangle from your wrist kind of add a little flair to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yep.
So once again, we've got a web ID on the screen. If you love the idea of this, we're calling the show Battle of the Bracelets. There's so many different designs from the cuff style, which are obviously more hardy. I mean, robust is the word that I would probably use, whereas something like this, completely different. But that's the thing, we have pretty much every style that you could possibly look for.
Well, and this would be a great gift because you don't have to worry about what size to get. See? And even for the little ones. I mean, it's, I'm thinking of like my older daughter, but like any age could really wear that because you can size it to whatever size you need it to be.
There you go. All right, jot that down. Okay. Web ID's on the screen. It's going to disappear now. Look at that.
Magic.
Magic.
Okay, so let's go with another really cute, delicate piece.
Okay.
Look at this one again.
Back to the nautical theme.
Yeah, it has the nautical theme. It has a really cute anchor done in sterling silver.
Okay.
And it has diamond pavés that kind of go across the top of the anchor there.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, and I think the chain's really cute. I think it's very stylish. It's very trendy, for sure. But it has like a playful presence when you wear it. But it's definitely something that's very durable that you could wear every single day.
Well, it's interesting, if you've ever sailed, cruised, whatever it may be, you've seen the big chains that attach to the anchors. This is kind of more in keeping of the size of the chain that you'd probably get with an anchor, as opposed to something super fine and delicate. So it kind of matches in. And
I'm sure the designers did that on purpose, that type of...
They probably did.
Yeah, they figured let's make it one as this theme throughout the entire piece.
But once again, any age can wear something like this. And if you know somebody who travels, obviously this last year, a lot of people have not had the opportunity to travel. Maybe they're missing the ocean. Something like this, what a great gift idea.
I was just looking at the back here, and this is, again, it's kind of ageless, because if you wanted to get it for a little one or a daughter, you could actually just link the clasp onto a different link of the chain.
Right.
So they could have, have a little tail,
exactly.
but it would still have, you could with that for anybody.
Good idea.
Gift.
All right.
Really good gift.
Web ID. Jot that down. Head to effyjewelry.com. You can place your order. All the full statistics about each piece are on there as well. So if you want carat weight, the length of the chain, all the main details are on the website as well.
And don't forget, we told them about the discount that we have going on. The discount on top of the discount.
Double discount.
Yep.
Should we call it like
the checkout discount?
Sure. It's the checkout discount.
It's the checkout discount.
Which you get when
Yes.
you go to checkout.
Yes.
All right.
So you can fill up the basket, then check your cart and see how much money you're going to save. Well, one thing about Effy, now we've been designing jewelry for over 40 years, and we have originally what we were known for was our work with colored gemstones. However, I think we are almost just as famous now for our men's jewelry collection, our Gento line.
And we've got quite a few pieces. Oh, actually, certainly a couple of pieces in
Yeah.
the show as well. So I'm going to start off with this one, then we're going to talk about this one that I'm wearing.
Yeah, so this right here is a beautiful sterling silver piece, and what I think is really amazing, I have a matte, almost kind of black finish here.
Yep.
It's would you say satin? Brushed.
I would say satin.
Satin?
It is brushed satin. It's kind of interchangeable, I think. I think satin is a more finely brushed.
Okay. So we're going to go with brushed satin.
Yes.
Perfect.
All of the above.
But it's a really beautiful, just a kind of a cool looking men's piece.
And I also like the work on the inside. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
really going to see it, but I appreciate
finished.
great craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Whether it's in jewelry or watches, whatever it may be. I love the attention to detail. The way that it's been designed, the look of this is fabulous.
You know what's really cool?
Me?
Well, besides you.
Okay.
Almost as cool as you.
But not quite.
Aspiring to be as cool as you.
Well, one day, maybe if it's lucky.
But look at the way they did the clasp. Look at our designers hid the clasp.
Yes, and this is really interesting. There's the clasp right there.
Yeah.
Pop it on my wrist. There you
Okay, so you open it.
go. There you go.
Yep, and you clip it. But you
So-
would never know where, like I would assume just from looking at it, I'm like, oh, the clasp has to be somewhere in here, and that's me knowing jewelry. But it's really invisible on the underside.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's the top side, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Just checking. It's a cool design.
Yeah, and I think the fact that it's all not a high polish makes it more wearable.
I like a little bit. I'm not too flashy. He says wearing
Give yourself
a
some
bright
credit.
white jacket. I like things that are a little bit more restrained, I would say.
Understated?
Understated,
Okay.
good word. Yes. And I like this. I like the smoother look of that,
Yeah,
that brushed
no, I really
satin
like
finish.
it. And I think this is easy. Like, you could do it with a suit if you wanted, but you could easily do it with jeans.
Oh, and a t-shirt.
And a really good pair of
Easy.
shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoes are important. Monochrome as well. Oh, it's a winner every time. Yeah, it's a great looking bracelet.
You want to take it off?
I can do
Oh,
it.
look at you, so fancy.
I am.
Well, I will set this down.
Web ID is on the screen for this right now. Now let's talk about this, which I'm wearing here. This, I mean, this is, I say I don't like things too flashy. For me, this isn't too bad, actually. I know it's super high polished.
I think it's
but
it's a very traditional
simple-
design.
Yeah, exactly. It's a classic,
Sterling
simple
silver.
design. It's got a good weight to it as well, which I know a lot of guys like.
Yeah, it doesn't, when I was playing with the jewelry before we were getting started, it definitely has a weight to it. I mean,
So
you
I just
would
want to
know.
keep polishing it now.
Yeah, it really is a nice piece. And it has I think the clasp kind of like weaves into the chain, right? Yeah, so it's still a nice sizable clasp, so you don't, you could do it yourself.
It's
not
chunky.
tiny.
And that's the thing. It's got a good weight. It feels substantial on the wrist. You know you're wearing it. It's got a nice kind of clink to
Well,
it.
it seems like when you're wearing it, I mean, as much as you're moving around, the chain is actually quite flexible in terms of like it
Oh, yeah,
wraps
yeah.
easily. It's
And
not clunky.
Super comfortable, but it stays pretty much in position because this top section here, which is this highly polished finish, that kind of echoes the line of your wrist. So it kind of stays in the right position there. So it's a good design. But like you say, it's simple and it works.
Yeah.
You know, for a piece of jewelry for guys who maybe are not really too much into jewelry,
Or they haven't gotten into jewelry.
this is a great way to start.
Definitely. And it's, I mean, yeah, I think it's that cross between a nice classy finish and it's a very traditional piece. A good, if he only wears a ring and you want to work into the bracelet, this is a good place to start.
Absolutely. I like this. So if you like it too, Web ID is on the screen right now. You can browse around the website, see if there's any other pieces. So if you're getting a piece for him, maybe you want to get a piece for yourself as well.
Absolutely.
You can do that. Just add it to your cart, keep stacking things in there. And then when you go to check out, that final price will be shown for you, that all those additional discounts.
With the
will be
checkout
added on.
discount.
The checkout discount, exactly. All right. Next up, what have we got?
Okay, I love this piece right here. So Mr. Effy has been designing jewelry for 40 years now.
The man
and
behind
he's
the brand.
actually still very involved with
Oh,
the
he is?
design process.
He's well, I've said this before, he's like a steam train. He just doesn't stop. He just keeps on going. He's not a young man anymore. But every day he's in that office. His two sons work with him as well, Bobby and Benny. It's a real family enterprise, and many of the people that work with him started way back when he started the company. They're still there
Yeah.
at the company. And that's always a good sign, I think.
It's
when
a
you
family company,
Yeah,
family
exactly.
culture. And what's really amazing is our designs are all done in the New York Diamond District. So it's all done where
And
you
it's
can be
made.
there and be a part of the design process. So you can actually kind of see the passion, and he goes through and inspects all the pieces to make sure that they are exactly what his vision was intended to be. But look at this bracelet right here. Now this is done in sterling silver. When I think of silver, I think of this. Or like a chain.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
chunky.
watch this. Now the clasp is really cool because it's actually a round instead of just that traditional lobster claw. So there's still
Okay.
some design even just to the clasp itself. But when you open it, check this out. It's almost like they made like a fabric out of that silver. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
That has got like a fabric feel to it.
It feels like
almost,
fabric. Yeah, like I would
Woven
expect.
silver.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's just such. Now there's a station there. You got that's encrusted with diamonds. So you
Yeah.
got that sparkle, which always makes me happy. But I was just so impressed with. I can even separate.
Is this a men's or a woman's piece? Because I look at that and I think probably either could wear it.
Yeah, I would think it would just depend on the length, really. But
Yeah.
it's such a different, it's a different finish, and because it's silver, you have that dimension. Feel like it's literally, it looks like maybe it is strands of.
Gonna get the glasses out for this
very-
one.
Yeah, but it looks like strands of silver woven together. Like it's comfortable. I was playing with it and wearing it earlier.
It's almost like a rope,
Yeah.
a silver rope.
But it's not.
Amazing.
I'm willing to bet I can see through. It's like a hollow rope on the inside, so it's
Wow.
not heavy and clunky. So I was just blown
Great
away with
design.
how flexible and amazing this is. But again, this is just a prime example of, what Mr. Effy's been able to achieve with his design.
All right.
Doing something different.
Details are on the screen. Jot that web ID down. Head to effyjewelry.com. Okay, next up, what have we got?
Colored gemstones, because that is what we do.
We do indeed.
And this is one substantial
Look
looking
at that.
bangle.
Wow.
Isn't that a beauty?
That's a big old stone in the center, isn't it? That blue
Beautiful
topaz
blue
stone.
topaz, but like how electric that blue is. And that's the amazing thing about shopping for colored gemstones with Effy is because we're the largest jewelry manufacturer in North America. We make a lot of jewelry. I mean, our website alone, effyjewelry.com, you can see lots of jewelry, but if you think of how much we manufacture as the largest jewelry manufacturer in the US, we get kind of like prime pick when it comes to pulling gems from the mine. So that's why like our topaz are going to be vibrant.
And it's simple economics. The
Yeah.
more you buy of something, the cheaper it becomes.
Which is
So
why-
we're able to buy gemstones at a lower price than a lot of other people.
Because we buy thousands and
Exactly.
hundreds of thousands of carats a year.
This, once again, the way that this silver has been designed, I love you got the oxidization inside.
I think it
so you
gives
get
it depth and dimension.
the black and the
Yeah.
silver together. It works
But look
really
on the
well.
inside, like I guess you call it the gallery of the piece, but like look underneath here with they could have just done like a flat silver, but instead you have that swirl and that.
And you got the little Effy
And I always
logo
say,
in there as well.
you do. Oh, I like that. But it's just, they didn't have to do that, but that's just the way Effy is. They take it's attention to detail and taking it to the next level with superior quality and craftsmanship.
It just feels really solid. This is going to be something that will last
That's a statement
you
piece for sure.
an entire lifetime.
Yeah, I think it's just stunning.
Look at that. All
And
right.
that topaz just pops out of the center of it.
We've got a couple more pieces to take a look at, so let's move on. Details, web ID was on the screen, it's now gone. Oh, you're too slow. Just once this video's finished playing, you can then shuttle back through and find the details.
Look at this bangle. And this one has a panther on the inside. It's there, I
Yes,
promise.
it does. It does, you're right. So there we go.
So this is another sterling silver bangle.
This is tanzanite, right?
It is. It's several pieces of tanzanite that are done in there, and I think they actually, they're different shapes. So you've got pear shapes. You've got like kind of different, different cuts of tanzanite, which gives you a different kind of sparkle pattern because tanzanite is the one gemstone that gives you beautiful color and sparkle. So sparkle matters. You have yellow gold detailing, but look at the way, because you can see it from this angle, but look at the way they've pillowed the tanzanite over the top. Like
Yep.
they didn't set it flat. They gave it dimension, which is really, it just shows you the designer touch.
It really does. You can see on the close-up as well, it's got a lot of detail
Yeah,
on
it almost looks like we were looking at earlier where there was like a single station of a stone, but instead it's a station that has multiple, like a mosaic of tanzanite in there.
And you've got the yellow gold on there as well. So
Yeah. It's not as big as the last bangle that we showed,
No.
but it's still a substantial piece that you don't need to stack with a bunch. You could definitely wear that by itself or maybe two little bangles to go with it.
all right.
But I
So
just
if you
think
love
it's
your
beautiful.
tanzanite, the sterling silver, we're talking
Yep.
with this, and you've got the
Gold
gold
accents.
accents on the top, and it's just a good-looking piece. If you like more substantial pieces on your wrist, if you like something that you can glance down at and just really enjoy looking at, this could be the piece for
Well,
you.
and with the discount, with the checkout discount, which is the discount on top of the discount, the price on this is really phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
If you want to know what that price is, effyjewelry.com is the website to go to.
Are you ready for the last piece?
Final piece.
Okay. So this, to me, out of all the bangles and bracelets that we've shown, this is the one piece that really showcases what Effy does. It's done in sterling silver, and it has various different stones, and it has all different colors and all different shapes. And this is exactly what made Effy known for our work with colored gemstones, is because we didn't just take a ring and put a ruby in it or put an amethyst in it. We took a piece of jewelry and put multiple stones. You can see our most famous collection at effyjewelry.com is the watercolors collection, but this is a silver variation of that where we intermix different semi-precious stones to give you a mosaic of color on your wrist.
And obviously the great thing about using sterling silver as the material is the fact that you can get a bigger look for less money.
Yes,
at the end
absolutely.
Of the day.
You can get something big and substantial. I mean, this is a substantial bracelet, and somebody looks at that, you know a designer made that.
Exactly.
That's not just stamped out on a press.
There's a lot of work that has gone into this. Even just the setting of the stones. When you think about the process that a piece like this has to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I've been in the sorting rooms where you see all the different gemstones being sorted. Just like, I don't know how they do it because there are so many pieces and they sort them and they match them up for pieces that have got multiple pieces of the same gemstone in. It's just an extraordinary process. A lot of very talented people are involved in making these
Things
pieces.
that you normally would never really think about, except we see behind the scenes. So it's we get to see the process. But the amount of before they even started making the piece, just the picking of the stones and organizing the stones. I mean, it's a beautiful piece. That's why it's a wearable work of art.
All right. Well, the web ID is on the screen right now. Jot that down before it disappears because it could disappear at any minute. Oh, there he goes.
The suspense.
There he goes. That is it. Wow.
I know, it flew by.
Rattled along, didn't it? Goodness me. Hopefully you've seen something that inspired you. Even if you didn't see the perfect piece for you, hopefully we inspired you to head to effyjewelry.com. There are literally thousands of pieces of jewelry, and as we were talking about before, so many different ways to search, whether it's by gemstone, whether it's by collection, or just kind of browse around, look at the pictures, and just click around and
easy
see
shopping.
if there's something that
you can kind of cater it to your own
catches
needs.
your eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay, we are going to be back again
tomorrow.
I was going to go to the beach.
No, you're never. We're going to work on the beach thing.
Okay. We will be back again tomorrow for the final in our 3 shows. We have 3 shows each week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be a good show tomorrow.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. We'll leave it a bit of a mystery, but we'll see you there.
We will indeed. Same time, same place tomorrow. Catch you then.